play begins with the player phase and the first player, which is going to be you because you have the first player token right here. This dial represents your hit points. This big dial represents the villain hit points.
Okay.
The villain hit points will scale to the number of players. So there's a little icon here that says 14 and then a little people symbol. So 14 health per player is how much he starts with.
Oh, that scales well. So we've got 4 people. It's going to be.
It can go up to 4 players. And it starts to get obnoxious when you have 4 players and just the numbers get huge.
Right.
But it balances out because each hero is pretty powerful in their own right. So this is your deck. It's got, somewhere around 40 cards in it, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Your hand size is written right here in the bottom corner of your player card.
Yep.
So you just go ahead and draw up to that. That is your starting hand.
Has it been shuffled already?
These have been shuffled already, yes. Normally you would be allowed to mulligan, but since this is just a demo game, we're just going to jump right in. Yeah, feel free to pull up a seat.
I would prefer to play by myself, so if you'd ask these 2 gentlemen to leave. Oh my gosh!
All right.
Thanks.
Here.
It's evidence.
So we've got player reference cards here. Blue side is player phase, red side is villain phase.
Okay.
You start on the player phase. On your turn, you can play as many cards as you can spend the cost for. You can perform as many actions as you are able to do. And if I'm not mistaken, you can exhaust your characters, in this case it's just your hero, to perform one of their basic actions as well. So each hero card has their alter ego and in their hero form. On your turn during the player phase, you can flip to the other for free one time at any point. So if you want to jump to hero form right away, you can do that. If you want to use your alter ego ability and then change, if you want to change right at the end or right at the beginning, doesn't matter. You can change once at any time.
Okay. So you said, however, we can play as many cards as we can pay for using what?
Using cards. That's a very poignant question, and it's exactly what I was getting to
Gamer
next.
question.
So, if you notice at the bottom corner of each card, there's a little symbol. Some of them have a fist. Some of them have this little. I guess it's supposed to be brain energy because this is mental resource. And then some of them have a little lightning bolt.
And then green.
And then that green one is a wild.
Okay.
So this is physical resource, mental resource, energy resource, and then the green one is wild, which can be any of the other types at once.
Okay.
Any one of the other types.
Yes.
So in order to play a card, you have to discard a number of resources equal to its cost, which is up in the corner. So each of these has one icon, which means they're each worth 1 resource apiece. So if you wanted to play, if you wanted to play Aunt May, for example,
Right.
you would need to discard any one of your other cards to put Aunt May
Anyone.
out.
Doesn't matter the resource type.
Correct.
Okay.
The resource type will matter for certain abilities,
Got it.
but not for paying for cards.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. So should we go?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we just played through the first phase of the Villain Rhino. We're now in phase 2. We're just going to call it for right now. He has this scheme that he's doing. So you can see it says 7 per player. And so that means if he ever gets to 14 sort of threat, then we lose the game. And we're trying to beat him through both phases here. What's his name again?
Peter.
Peter explained a little bit of the hero phase. So we each take our turn, and then the villain is going to attack our hero if we're in our hero mode, because you can actually switch to your alter ego mode, which gives you a different ability, allows you to recover some health points, which are tracked over here. And then particularly my Spider-Man character has the Spider-Man cards in the deck, and then he also has the Justice cards. And then Marty here had, what'd you have?
I had
Aggression.
Captain Marvel with aggression cards.
So he had a Captain Marvel with aggression cards. So he was a little bit more fighty. I had a little bit more dealing with the threat in the deck. And then so after the villain attacks each of us, then he'll play these cards to act as an encounter. Oh, this is an interesting one.
This is a special one.
Yeah.
This is an obligation card, which means that goes straight to you.
Right. So
So-
this is one of those that was mixed in some of the special cards from
The
her
Nemesis.
deck that's mixed into this deck.
That is correct.
Right.
So each hero has their obligation. Like you said, that gets shuffled into the encounter deck. In this case, the encounter card that you just drew was Captain Marvel, so it gets given to the Captain Marvel player, and now you get a very ugly choice.
So I can either exhaust Carol Danvers, but she's already exhausted, so that's not even an option. You are stunned, and this card gains Surge, which basically means we draw another card off the top over here.
That is correct.
So we top and we reveal it, and it would be a
Hydra Mercenary.
Hydra Mercenary that's engaged with me that would attack me next turn.
Yep.
All right. So these cards you can see are dual purpose. So the Rhino would attack here with a strength of 3 since we're at level 2, and then you would flip the card and add the number of pips there on top of the attack. And you can choose to defend, which would exhaust your character, or just let it go through. And then the cards also have the encounter thing, which we just saw. Anyway, that's pretty much the game.